In today's Japanese auto news, Subaru has just unveiled a new STI Sport Wagon, Acura's upcoming MDX redesign has just been spied, and Honda is actually taking EVs seriously. Well, at least when it comes to motorbikes. Welcome back to Lexurious Fleet. My name is Kirk and this channel is dedicated to Japanese autos. Subscribe, hit the bell icon so you won't miss any of my upcoming breaking news videos. Heading over to Motor 1, 2021 Subaru Levorg wagon revealed could hint at next WRX styling. The Levorg has been around since 2014. It debuted in Japan, but I believe it's also available in parts of Europe and Australia. It is an awesome full wagon vehicle similar to the Corolla Sport Touring, which we don't get here in America either. And no, we're not going to get this vehicle, but it is a sign of many things to come, so we need to talk about it. So the interior has been upgraded massively. You have a 12.3-inch screen, and this is on the top end spec, keep in mind, with the new eyesight. So behind the steering wheel is this big 12.3-inch screen that is going to have all of your brand new eyesight features in it. It's almost, they say it's almost a level 3 autonomous vehicle. So level 2 would allow you to drive on freeways, expressways with your hands off the wheel. This is even a little bit better than that. And it has like a 360-degree camera view, and it's called Eyesight X. It's their leading eyesight technology. And there's also a huge 11-inch screen tablet, vertically placed. In my recent review that I'm still working on of the Toyota 86, I really liked the touchscreen in there. Why do I mention a Toyota? Because it's really a Subaru as well. So that touchscreen in there was awesome, and they're just going to make it even better with this large tablet-like 12-inch screen there. Almost becoming Tesla-like. It's becoming the trend to have a large vertical tablet right there, and it's going to be awesome, and I can't wait to see it possibly in the Legacy. And this shares a lot with the Legacy, by the way, the Levorg, but it will also share with the upcoming STI and WRX. So we will likely see these technologies, these big screens in upcoming Subaru models here in the States, probably in a year or two. So really exciting. It's also going to have a digital rear view mirror. I wouldn't be surprised if the exact same digital rear view mirror that we see, let's say in the RAV4 here in the States, because Toyota and Subaru share a lot of things. And this is something we don't see here, STI Sport. So it's almost like a Lexus F Sport, where it's more of a sport trim. It doesn't really give you any more performance for the most part, but yeah, it looks great. I love this hood scoop, which is probably only going to be seen on the STI Sport, very iconic Subaru. And then if you look closely, you see the STI on the headrest there. But what is powering this beautiful sport wagon? Well, it's a brand new 1.8-liter flat 4 turbocharged boxer engine. And I made a video a while back talking about these new boxer turbo small displacement engines that Subaru is going to be unveiling in the coming years. Well, we just got another one of them. So this 1.8 liter has 174 or so horsepower and about 221 pound-feet of torque. And this will be probably a base engine for a lot of Subarus here. Probably not until 2-3 years from now. I was hoping that this engine would produce more power. So going over to my spreadsheet that I made, I was expecting this sort of power to be coming from the 1.5 liter turbo, which is still totally possible. But instead, we're getting about 174 horsepower coming from this 1.8 liter turbo, but they definitely tuned it more towards torque. As you can see here, there's more torque coming out of this small engine that I was expecting. And it could be for emissions. So this engine is going to be in Europe. It's going to be, well, Australia's emissions aren't that strict, but Japan's probably are. Having this small displacement engine with torque, with a kind of like dialed back in terms of its capabilities, it is definitely more for emissions. That's my gut feeling. And if this engine comes to America, they could definitely boost this engine to easily 215 horsepower and probably 230-40 pound-feet of torque, somewhere in there. It's definitely capable of that. Now, sadly, this Levorg looks like it's only going to be available with the CVT, which is just a heartbreaker because this car looks so good. It's going to handle great, super versatile with the wagon architecture. There still could be a possibility of them slotting the 2.4 liter, 270 plus horsepower engine that we see in the Ascent, the Outback, the Legacy. There's still possibilities, and I could see it possibly hitting, like, let's say Australia. But just to finish things up on this Levorg, it looks great, it is stunning, and it is going to be the styling and design that the new WRX and STI is definitely going to take after. So we're going to be having some really good looking WRXs and STIs. What do you think? Do you think this Levorg looks awesome? Should we have it here in the States? I would be happy with getting rid of the Subaru Legacy and replacing it with a Levorg. But I'll see you guys in the comments on that one. Hey guys, smash the like button. That will help me out so much with the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, who isn't excited about the new STI WRX and this awesome looking Levorg? And moving forward, 2021 Acura MDX has been seen in the wild. And there it is. It looks just like those leaked images that we got from the RDX's software system that someone pulled out of the computer chips in that car. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really come as a surprise. This is exactly what I expected to look like. It looks a lot like a Mazda CX-9 from these images. And these lights are going to be very similar to the TLX's dual headlight design. I am kind of surprised how sporty this back window is. And the current MDX, it definitely seems to have a little bit more visibility back there, but they're going for a more sporty design, more sporty brand. They're returning to the roots as a sport performance brand. Now these rear taillights were probably the biggest surprise for me since we haven't really seen any concept images or renders of the back end of the upcoming MDX yet. These are very, very small rear taillights. I think they look good. I love this wide tip exhaust. And if you look, that doesn't even look like covers over the exhaust. It looks like that is the exact actual exhaust tip. So if that ends up to be the case, nice job Acura making sure that you don't have fake tips over your exhaust pipes. But yeah, back to these rear taillights, they definitely are very minimalistic. They remind me more of almost like a Mazda CX-5 with how small those rear taillights are. And unfortunately, this windshield wiper is not tucked up under this rear spoiler, which like the Lexus RX, for example, it's very hidden, very sleek. This kind of sticks out. It's not the most luxurious, but they're not going for a luxury brand, but it's still, regardless, it is sport design or performance brand that doesn't look good just hanging out there. Now power plants, we're going to have two of them, the 4-cylinder turbo 4, the 2-liter with a little over 270 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. That is also going to be the base engine of the upcoming TLX. And then you step up to the Type S, because there is absolutely going to be a Type S MDX here with a 355 horsepower and 354 pound-feet of torque, 3-liter turbocharged V6, and I'm just so excited for Acura. They're finally turning the corner, returning to its roots, being a more performance brand, and these new engine setups are going to be very tasty, and I can't wait to test it out, give you guys my impressions, because it's going to happen. And I wanted to sneak this in because I always love Lexus rants. Lexus CT partially improved. They give you 3 new body color settings, and if we look here, this is going to be the Nori Green Pearl that they're putting on it, as well as the new 2021 LX they're putting Nori Green on. And then parking support brake standard for all models. Yay, those are all the updates. I mean, if you look at the styling here, this grille might be updated just slightly, but this looks like the 2017 refresh that we got for the 2017 model year. And that was the same year it was canceled here in the United States. It's crazy to think that this vehicle is still being sold in Japan. I'm not sure if it's still being sold in Europe. And the more crazy thing to me is look at these prices. This is insane. The top end is 4.8 million yen. That's like 45,000 US dollars. For an ancient technology, slow as heck CT. I cannot believe it. Even the base is about 35,000 US dollars. Like, that is absolutely mind-blowing. They're still selling this car in Japan. I don't know why. There's just so many better options out there. I mean, you look at the new Yaris, and the Yaris would absolutely smoke this in every single sense of the word. And you look at the Yaris Cross, and you throw in a little all-wheel drive. Like, who would ever buy this CT in Japan with the new Yaris and new Yaris Cross out? I don't know. Guys, what do you think? Is the CT a joke? Yes, it's a joke, but I'll see you in the comments on that. And lastly, this is getting me really excited here as we're starting to see these Japanese automakers swing towards electrification. A new Honda CB electric motorcycle, guys. It's going to happen. But really, to break it down for you, they are not reinventing the wheel here. They're taking their current Neo Cafe or Neo Retro Cafe styled bikes. It's a mouthful. The excellent looking CB300 and CB125. And they're really just gutting the internal combustion thumper engines in there and replacing it with electric components. And it's possible that the batteries could be removable, so you could charge them in your house if you don't have a plug-in or a garage at your apartment. So very exciting. I'm so excited to see Honda offering an electric motorbike Power figures are not going to blow anyone's mind because really we're expecting about 15 horsepower, and that's continuous horsepower for the 125 electric version, but that's a lot better than their CBX electric scooter right now, which has like 6 or 7 horsepower. Now, we don't have figures like acceleration, range, anything like that, but I'll take a stab at it. So the CB125, let's say it's 15 horsepower and it can have a range of 60 to 70 miles. That's my guess. It's not a lot, but it would definitely cover most people's commute. Top speed maybe around 55 miles an hour, kind of like the Honda Grom or the Honda Monkey. Now the CB300 electric would be pretty darn exciting. Let's just double the horsepower. Let's say it's low 30s horsepower and let's say 100 miles of range. That would get people really excited, but I doubt it would be much higher in range, to be honest, because the limitations of this frame and the battery system, the removable battery system, but anything's possible. I want 100 miles of range out of a CB. Now, the cool thing is, since they're using essentially the same frame, everything other than the engine, the transmission, they're taking that, like I said, replacing the electric components, but everything else is already existing. There's no cost that they would need to redesign or develop an entire electric platform or anything like that. They're just taking their existing platform, existing frame, existing motorbike, and just swapping out the internal components. So it's going to be a very, very affordable, low cost of ownership motorbike, and that's the biggest thing right now. There's just not a lot of electric motorbikes out there, and the ones that are very expensive, the zero bikes, are very expensive. For Honda to be able to pretty much just replace those internals and keep the cost really low, let's say it's $5,000 for the base model, the 125cc, whatever they want to call it as the electric, with the 15 horsepower. If they could keep that at $5,000, $6,000, that's a steal. And let's say the 300, if they're able to keep that $8,000, around $8,000, $9,000, here in the States anyways, definitely under 10,000. Now you might be saying, Kirk, I can get a couple-year-old 1,000cc motorbike from Honda Fireblade for way less than that. And yeah, that's true. It would be 10 times faster and more fun, but hey, this is a step in the right direction. Electric motorbikes are the future. We just need to find a way to make them cheaper, have better range, etc. So exciting times today, guys. New Levorg, which means Subaru is really ramping things up, and we knew that after that timeline leak that we got last week. So I'm just pumped for Subaru right now. I'm pumped for the new Acura lineup, and I'm definitely excited for Honda to lead the charge with electric motorbikes, even though their autos are lagging a little bit. But yeah, electrification is coming from the Japanese automakers. They're just taking their sweet time. You know how conservative they are. You know how about profits they are, unless it's Nissan. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. I love you. Stay safe. Peace out.